Hey there, Michael Church with Crawl Space Ninja, and today I'm going to share some information about a little product that's overlooked that I think everybody with a basement waterproofing system or crawl space waterproofing system and a sump pump should have installed. Stay tuned. So this is obviously a sump pump basin, and I can't tell you how many sump pumps I have seen installed in crawl spaces and basements incorrectly. A lot of people, even companies, will just put a sump pump in a hole with dirt and do nothing. So this is a basin. This is available on our DIY store. This is a shorter basin that's designed to get in and out of crawl spaces, but it can also be used in basements as well. It keeps you from having to dig down as deep if you decide to do your own basement waterproofing. But as you can see, it's got 3 holes here, and one is for the exit pipe, one is for electrical, and then there's this other one which is basically a viewport, so you can pull that little gasket off and look in and test the sump pump and things like that. So if you're going to install a sump pump, you need a basin, right? It also comes pre-drilled with the perforations and all that to let the water in. The next thing we've got here is obviously a sump pump. Now we exclusively use the Flowtech E50 VLT sump pump. It's a 1/2 horsepower cast iron sump pump. It's got a float switch and all that stuff on here. Great product. But it's got to be installed properly, and we recommend you put it in a basin. If you have any questions about how to install a sump pump or basin, we did a video right here. It says how to install a sump pump, and I kind of go through all the little things that you can check out on our YouTube channel. Pretty popular, been released about a year, got about 12,000 views. But this is what I want to talk to you about. This is a little unknown product that most people with a sump pump basin do not understand or know to even install. And but I just want to be clear that you will need a basin with a lid on it in order to install this product. But before I get into that, let's talk about some statistics of why you need that product. So basically, the Insurance Journal has said, this is insurancejournal.com, and they have said that an average of 250,000 American families will experience a flooding in a room of their home, typically due to pipes freezing. So if you've got a sump pump basin installed with a sump pump and the lid is completely sealed, and you've got no way for that flooded water to get into that sump pump, it's just going to fill up the basement or the crawl space, right? So the thing to do is to install a Dranjer drain, which will help to prevent that. But also, when outside temperatures get really low, you're looking at about 250 gallons of water coming out of 1/8 of an inch of a pipe bust. So that's a lot of water that can exit, per day. That's huge amount. So if you've got the water is obviously going to go to the lowest part of your house. If you've got a basement or a crawl space, all that flooded water is going to go down to that sump pump and can't get in. So what do you do to make sure the sump pump can get in? Okay, before I tell you that, I want to mention one thing real quick. This will also alarm you if you do have a leak. Okay, the Watchdog water alarm is a fantastic product. I got these all over my house. We made these available on our DIY store too. But basically, it is a cool little product. It's dependable. It's got an audible alarm. It's got a really long battery life because the only time the battery gets used is if it's actually got water touching it. But if you notice right here, it's got these little sensors. So you can actually mount the Watchdog up off the ground, and then the sensors can touch the floor. You can put these right on the sump pump basin. It's also great if you got a dehumidifier in an attic. It'll alarm you to if the thing starts to leak around your toilets, around your washers and your water heaters and your sump pumps. And even in the kitchen around the ice makers. I've read a statistic that the ice maker is one of the biggest causes of flooding in a house. So if you can catch those leaks early, the Watchdog alarm is a great way to do that. So make sure you check out our DIY store for that. Okay, so let's get back to the Dranjer drain. All right, so basically what makes this product a little unique is that it has the ability to allow water to get in while keeping radon gases from escaping out of the lid. And if you take a look right here, what it does is it allows the moisture to get down inside the sump pump basin. So this is mounted right below the lid of the sump pump basin. And as water comes in, this lifts up so that it allows the water to go into the sump pump so it can be pumped out. And then as the water stops, it closes, which keeps soil gases and things like that from escaping out of the basin. So the Dranjer drain is a great little product to add to that sump pump basin. As you can see, it's only about $40. And the nice thing about it is it's super easy to install. You can install it even if your sump pump basin is already put in. This isn't something that you have to put in with the basin. So if you've got one that's been in for years and years and years, you can get the Dranjer drain and install it yourself. And this kind of gives you an idea. You just cut a 2 3/4 inch diameter hole with a hole saw and just mount this guy underneath. It comes with the screws and everything. You can even use some caulk to seal it up to make sure that it's sealed and doesn't allow those soil gases out. So anyway, the Dranjer Drain F-Series is a great way to keep soil gases like radon out of your basement or crawl space while taking care of any potential pipe burst flooding that could happen above. So I know you're installing the sump pump to take care of the water under the slab and under the plastic, but what if that water starts to come in from above? You need a way to get that water into your sump pump. So I am Michael Church with Crawl Space Ninja, and I really appreciate you watching this video. I hope this was helpful for you. Please leave us a comment down below, and I hope you make it a happy and blessed day. We'll see you later.